Hey, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Blu-ray releases that are coming out today for home release on Blu-ray and DVD and streaming. Scoob is out today. We have Marriage Story, which is coming out directly on Criterion Collection. I'm taking care of Logan today, so he might just try to be like singing and while I'm talking and stuff like that. So just expect that. But we're gonna get started right away. All right. So our first film we're going to talk about today is Scoob, and then we're going to get into The Marriage Story, which has the Criterion. It's part of the Criterion Collection. So I haven't seen Marriage Story. I have seen a little bit of Scoob with my wife. First off, my name is Jovanni Santos. If you haven't subscribed here before, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We do a lot of filmmaking tips. We do a lot of Blu-ray Blu-ray movie code giveaways, as well as Blu-ray releases, like news, just like this. So we talk about, we mainly focus on the special features. So hit the notification bell. So you know when our next video is. We do video like this one every week live, so expect a shout out if you do talk on the live chat. If you say what's up on the live chat, I do it at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so let's get the first one up. So like I said, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Because since I do giveaways and stuff like that, I have some giveaways coming up very soon on some Blu-rays that I'm going to do unboxings for. I do unboxings and giveaways, so expect that, and then you can enter in just by commenting and liking the video. Also make sure you leave your Instagram, like I do, on my videos and stuff like that. Let's put the first Blu-ray. Alright, and that is Scoob. I got the, why is this kind of slow? Alright, there we go, Scoob. So this is the first one on Blu-ray, and then I have the 4K, which is also the slipcover. This is the slipcover of the 4K, so it's going to have a slipcover. I see that 3 people on the chat so far. In watching right now. So go ahead, talk on the chat. I won't say anything till the end, but just checking that out. If you haven't seen Scoob, let me know in the comments. If you have, let me know in the comments. I've only seen half of it. My wife and son had seen it at least twice. I think just to get it done full through. I don't think my son's too into Scoob. Maybe it's a little, because it is rated PG, it might be a little more advanced for him, as far as like with the horror and stuff like that. So he's not too into things like that. He's 3 right now. So we have the back end here, and this is the back end of the 4K. So let's show that. Alright, and then I'm going to zoom in here as well because we get some special features. Like I said before on this channel, we focus mainly on special features and what they can do to help you as a filmmaker. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to like do almost like an extreme zoom in here. Whoa. Bless you, Logie. I thought a second one was going to come. He usually does like a second one, back to back. Alright. So I like extremely zoomed in here. Because it's kind of small on here. Bloopers, 10 deleted scenes, how to draw Scooby-Doo, new friends, newer villains, and puppies. So I think how to draw Scooby-Doo is one video, and then new friends, newer villains, and puppies are all in one video on its own, which I'm expecting it to be like 10, 15 minutes. It's got to be under 15 minutes. I don't think it'll, if anything, a hard 15 minutes for either one of those two videos. Then you got the 10 deleted scenes, which I always say when it comes to like filmmaking and writing, that's always good to help you as a writer, just see what ends up on the cutting room floor, because they say that editing is like the 10th draft of a screenplay. So look into that, check it out, and that's one way to learn from this film. See how to draw as Scooby-Doo. That's good. That could start something for you. As a filmmaker, maybe start your mind into creating and drawing and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's get into our next film, which is a Criterion Collection film, but it's a new film coming out into Criterion Collection. Criterion, I believe they're very picky on their films. They don't choose all of Netflix's all their films. They had Roma on here first, I believe. I don't know if they were the first ones, but they're the first ones I've seen make it on the Criterion Collection. And then this is now maybe even the second one for Netflix. This is Marriage Story. So I have a bunch of stuff here. I also have let's see here. I have a bunch of things here. I got to thank Blumman _TW at Blumman _ TW, and it's all in the description below. You can get a link to this person's Instagram account, and you can see all the pictures I'm about to show you of the back end of this Blu-ray. And this is, I believe, the international version, or it could just be I believe it's the international version of the Blu-ray, but it's very similar. And then we're going to go on the website as well. Let's see, little capture. We're going to go on the website as well here and check out let's why did it do that? Oh, there it is. All right, cool. So I'm just kind of fixing the website right now, so then I could show that to you as well. So then we can get into that as well, but I'm gonna pull this up here. This is the back end here. Again, thanks to Blumman _ TW. I've noticed when I get really quiet, he quiets down. But he started up a little bit again. Three-year-olds are funny. He doesn't want to be on the show, but I don't really. He doesn't need to do it. With everything with the YouTube and stuff like that with kids, I try not to do that. So I'm just going to move on here into the next photo, and it's going to zoom in, I believe, and it says it's region A. It says region A. Usually region A, it says disc made in Mexico, so I'm guessing this is the American version. Let me know in the live chat or in the comments if this is or not. But it looks like the special features are about the same. So I'm going to just read off the ones I see on the website. and I'll show you the website one. New 4K digital transfer, supervised by director Noah Baumbach. And with 5.1 digital surround, we got a new interview with Baumbach. The Players, a new program featuring interviews with actors Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver, Laura Dern, Alan Alda, Julie Hagerty or something like that, and Ray Liotta. I didn't know he was in this film. That's cool. And I'm expecting some really good behind the scenes stuff. So I see the filmmakers, a new program about the production of the film featuring interviews with the Baumbach, editor, production designer, costume designer, and producer. Okay, cool. The making of Marriage Story. So here we go. This is the meat and potatoes for any filmmaker out there that's into filmmaking, even for themselves, for a micro budget filmmaker, just to see more or less what a big studio is. Hold on one second, because I think he raised the volume on his thing. Sorry, everybody. Then you could raise it back up later, okay? I'm sorry, Logie. I'll play the show. I have it on a reasonable volume on the show. Okay, so moving. When I was talking about the making of A Marriage Story, a new program featuring behind-the-scenes footage. So stuff like that. This is great for any independent filmmaker, micro-budget filmmaker, like I was saying, just to see what a big production is more or less like. You can even paint a picture in your head and take out a few people here and there, and try to bring it down. And my headphones really close. Sorry about that. And really condense your crew down to the essentials in what you may need. So you can see that happens even in big films too, with dramatic scenes. Sometimes they don't want to have too many people in a room with their actors, so it doesn't distract them and stuff like that. Same thing with sex scenes and stuff. So I believe they're changing that with the pandemic and everything. It did change the way they do filmmaking. Most likely a lot of things are going to be shot in long lenses and just kind of forced perspective, and stuff like that. 6 feet's not too far when it comes to forced perspective. And people chasing each other and things like that. There'll be a lot of thrillers happening for sure. So let me know in the comments down below if you think about that as well, about filmmaking nowadays, and if you're going to check out this making of, and if this is a movie that you're going to purchase yourself. So moving on, there's a Randy Newman composer interview here with Baumbach and Randy Newman. Wow. So Randy Newman, I haven't heard from him since Pixar days, so that's really cool. So check that out. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I see a new program featuring Baumbach walking the viewer through a key location from the film. Cool. So he walks you through a key location. So you get to go on location with Noah Baumbach, the director, and that's definitely an exclusive behind-the-scenes type look and feel. And wow, that's definitely something that I'm hyped about checking out for myself. I might even look into purchasing this in the future. So let me know in the comments below if that interests you. There's some trailers, subtitles, and notes on the film by novelist Lynn Olma. So look out for that as well, and then cover based on the original poster. Nice. So this is definitely something to check out. I'm gonna take a drink of water quick. Wow. So this was definitely a mouthful of features and featurettes. I'm expecting the behind the scenes to hopefully be close to an hour. Um, I don't know if that's too much to ask. Sometimes it depends, even with Criterion Collections, because with them being older films, a lot of older films don't have a lot of dedicated documentarians filming the behind the scenes and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend you to check this out. Check out this film. Check out the special features. Let's talk about it. I'm definitely going to look into it for myself. Let's look at some more photos here. Wow. So, like I've said before, I love paperback. Um, Paperback covers are amazing when you can open them up and really spread them apart and stuff like that. The wear and tear happens a lot with them on the edges and stuff, but if you take care of them, much like I do and stuff, you just get little wear and tear like on the close edges, and you won't really notice it looking at it and like dead on like this and stuff like that. That happens with slip covers as well. If you take care of them, they'll come out looking good. Like was said, they have notes on the film and stuff like that from the writer of the book. So they're included here, as you can see. And then, like I said, this is all paperback. So we're going to go and look at the Blu-ray. And this is the Blu-ray. Very cool. Thank you again, Blumman. I'm sorry for butchering that. Pull up the next one for posting this on on Instagram. I'm putting it up here on YouTube because we do Blu-ray special features. It's all educational. I will reach out to this person today and let them know that I did give them a shout out here on my Blu-ray show. So I really appreciate this person for posting this up and sharing their collection. So we're going to go into the website real quick. And as you can see here, so this is the cover and how much it costs and special features here on the side. And these are some pictures of it playing. It looks like a pretty interesting film. I know I looked a little bit on it and seen some clips, and obviously if you have Netflix, they'll like push everything on you so much. So we're gonna move on to the next thing here from the photos. And as you see here, like, this filmmaker is very strong and the images are very strong, and he can pull a lot from his actors. And the film takes place in Los Angeles. Actually, that's a 99-cent store that me and my wife's been to once before a long time ago in Hollywood. Very cool. So very, very Hollywood type film, getting on Criterion, and I believe for it being nominated and everything, this is really cool. So we're gonna move on to our next couple films because we got some independent releasings too. That's what I do here as well. Oh, did I get rid of it and fell back here? All right, so I'm gonna move on to our next film here. And our next film is an more or less independent releasing. I don't have the back end to this one, so I'm gonna fade this one in here. All right, Resistance with Jesse Eisenberg and Ed Harris. So this is a film that I believe came out like fairly recent. Yeah, this came out this year, but I haven't heard anything about it. I think this is going straight to Blu-ray type of thing. Let me know in the comments below if you've heard more or less about this film. I know it's a World War II drama, it looks like, or thriller. It has Ed Harris in it from you might know him from Westworld. He's the man in black. So and then Jesse Eisenberg from Social Network, and everyone knows him in this generation. So check it out. This is the slipcover. What it looks like, it has a slipcover here on the right, and then without the slipcover here on the left. And we have another film out. This next film, I really wished I had the back end. I don't have the back end for Resistance. Here, let me know if there is any special features, and I will do. I will bring it back up in the next video on one of these lives for sure, and we can talk about it, because I love kind of mentioning about special features about independent films, even $1 million films like this one, about war films, dramas, whatever have you, because it's good. It's good for us as filmmakers to get a reference. There's no reference or guideline in any way of how to become a filmmaker and how to release your films and stuff like that. Currently making up my mind on how to really release my film and doing it a certain way. So yeah, stay tuned for that too as well. So this is why I love doing this and mentioning about these films. So next film I'm going to move on to is Tom Hardy film, Capone. This, I believe, is in the zeitgeist right now. A lot of people are recognizing this film right now and realizing this film exists, and it's a new film on VOD. I feel like people are like really on this right now with VOD. I haven't seen it myself, so let me know in the comments below in the live chat for the end of this video, so you can get a shout out. If you've seen Capone. I've seen a lot of renditions of Capone between Boardwalk Empire, The Untouchables, with I think Robert De Niro playing Capone once, and then and many other films and TV shows and TV series dealing with this character. But I've heard this is very strong. This film is very strong. Just Capone having his own film like this since The Untouchables it's very cool. So I'm definitely looking into checking this one out, or even looking into getting the Blu-ray. But if it has any special features, let me know. It might intrigue me into getting the Blu-ray, and then I will definitely do giveaway here on this channel. So put it on the comments below or in the live chat, and I'll look into that. The air conditioning shut off, so my little background muting sound for everything has gone away. So I'm going to move on real quick over to our next feature film, and it's an overseas film. We have Samurai Marathon. I believe it could be an overseas film. Don't know very much at all. I don't think so. It says it's from the director of Candyman. If I'm reading that right, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, it says Candyman here, director of Candyman. So it, even though it is an overseas director, this is he does American films and stuff like that. So this is really cool. The Samurai Marathon. I like samurai films. One of the Criterion collections is on my list is Seven Samurai. I love different types of samurai films. I know this is like really weird American versions of two films. I'm just gonna throw them out there that I wouldn't recommend you seeing first. If you've seen any Karate Kid, it has nothing to do, I believe, with samurais. But then there's The Last Samurai, I believe, with Tom Cruise. Definitely a film I've seen, but not recommended here when it comes to samurai films. Really look into them and what they are on the Criterion Collection, and we'll talk more onto them soon. Well, if you leave something about them in the comments, so definitely look into them so we can talk about them here. So I'm going to move on, and let's look at the back end real quick. Here, there's no special features on here. But I love looking at these, like I said, $1 million features. It's a great reference from filmmakers, micro-budget filmmakers, when you're trying to get out there on your own and make your own film, and just paint a picture of how to do that as well. So I'm going to move on to our next feature film here, released is a Bruce Willis film, Survive the Night. It looks like I think it's a father-son thing, a one-nighter action film. First off, got to thank Bluray Dan here for this one, for posting this film on his Instagram, and this is the back end here. And this does have a making of, like I said, $1 million feature when it comes to action films or dramas or anything like that. It's great to check out to see what their limitations are. So we're going to zoom in here real quick. It says here, the making of Survive the Night. So I'm expecting this to just be like half an hour to maybe even 15 to 20 minute documentary. It is a Lionsgate release. So I'm expecting it to be over 10 minutes, hopefully. Just expect the doorbell to ring. Most likely FedEx has just shown up here today. I am expecting a Blu-ray today, but I don't think it's going to show up today. It could show up tomorrow. It said between today and tomorrow. But then I got a couple Blu-rays showing up between today and tomorrow, and then Thursday. So that's a knock. So that's FedEx showing up today. So moving on, we have director and cast interview, trailer gallery. My son's being very nice right now. Hopefully I don't jinx that. And we're going to move on. With that being said, I'm going to move on to our next film. I don't have the back end for this one. This is a sequel. I don't know if you've seen the first one, if anybody's seen the first one. Attraction 2. In IMDb, they just call it Invasion. So I have everything in the links that I talk about here. I talk about everything here with links in the description, so don't worry if you're getting lost or anything like that. They're not necessarily in order. I don't believe some of the things are a little out of order. So just check it down in the description, and I have links there for all these films and everything that I talk about, including shout outs to the Blu-ray collectors for that are on Instagram. Their Instagram links are in the description below. So check this film out. It is just called Invasion there, so I looked it up for you, and check out the trailer. Quite interesting. So I'm going to move on to our next film. I think this is quite exciting. I do want to see this other film from Shudder, a Shudder original film, and I think it's called A Blood Machine or something like that, and I do want to check that out. And they have a new film called The Room, and this title has a great remnants in Hollywood with one of the worst films ever made. Well, they're calling it one of the worst films ever made. It's tough to say because it is one of the worst films ever made, but in the Hollywood sense, it did exactly what Hollywood does, is get out there, and it got out there very much so over time. With being the worst film ever made, but I'm sure it made its money back and then some, and all the rights to that man that made it, Zuko, or I forget his name. I think I'm totally butchering. But moving on, the film is called The Room, and I believe it's a horror film. So check it out. Let me know what you think of this film. It is a Shudder original. I didn't know they do a Blu-ray releases. So if they're going to do a Blu-ray release for Blood Machine, definitely want to talk about that. And I'm definitely going to do that film here. So moving on to our next film. It's a documentary. So shout outs to The Room. If you're going to see it, let me know in the comments or in the live chat so we can talk about it. So shout outs to this film. Not knocking on this film, even though I'm looking forward to a Blood Machine Blu-ray. Seeing this just kind of made me think about it. So this next film, next two films are documentaries. You Don't Nomi. I don't know Nomi. I don't really know who she is. It was trash. It was art. It was showgirls. So check it out. Let me know. It is out there on Blu-ray. Check it out. Let me know if you're interested in the comments below. And if you have seen it, If there's anything to learn from filmmaking on this, let me know in the comments below. Love documentaries. Documentaries are great for that, for filmmaking. Definitely seeing a little how they do things and stuff like that. It's great to see, or what kind of equipment they use. A lot of equipment is prosumer, so it's a pro-consumer type of stuff. So you can check that out on stores and get stuff at borrowlenses.com and stuff. Probably a little more advanced stuff on there. So check that out. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. So now, moving on over to this film. This is the 600, the soldiers' story. This is a story about 600 soldiers. I'm not sure exactly where is this pertaining to exactly, but this is a documentary that's out on Blu-ray, and we have links in the description below. Take a drink of water. So, our next film will be our last film, and it is a re-release. Since I've been doing all these re-releases lately because of the pandemic, not to knock on these new releases, I'm really happy doing these new releases, but there's usually more extensive photos and stuff like that and things to talk about, especially when it comes to a film that I've seen and I adore. So I don't really do a lot of re-releases, so I guess I'm going to do re-releases on movies, or try to do re-releases on movies that I like myself and interested in and stuff like that, and see if you out there are interested as well. So I'm going to fade this in, and it's for Airplane. Airplane is being re-released today on Blu-ray, and I believe in 4K as well. I think it's in 4K as well. So let me know in the comments below if that's true. I think it is on 4K. That's the reason why I think this whole thing is happening. And Paramount's releasing it. And let's see. I'm going to check real quick if it's like an anniversary. So Airplane is one of my favorite films growing up as a kid. I mean, after school, I had a friend behind my grandmother's house and in high school, and I'd go to his house, and my sister would play with his sister and stuff like that. We'd watch movies. He'd get me on like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. And then on Comedy Central, he had cable, so we had cable too at my grandmother's house. I didn't have cable in my house, but he was watching Airplane 2, and that was the one I saw first. And I hate that I saw that first, but I did see that one first. Thought it was hilarious. Got into the first one, and this is the first one, and I quite enjoy this film. This is one of my favorite films of all time out there. I would say that for the second one, more or less, just because of just on reminiscing, hanging out with a friend and stuff like that. So that was really cool, and laughing really hard. And as a teenager, silly things are really hilarious. My wife doesn't think this stuff is really funny, and I don't think it's so funny either. I think a lot of this stuff like has I've grown away from it. Not essentially this film, but I've grown away from this type of comedy in films. So like the newer films that do this and slapstick type comedies that come out now, I don't know, they're a little like they're not ones that they escape me sometimes. So what you're looking at here is the paperback here. And it comes with a poster, which is really cool, which is really unique for the film. This is not like this is just like a remastered Blu-ray version of the film being released. I don't think this is this is like a collector's type of stuff. So I don't think this is a like an anniversary thing or anything like that. So I'm going to show you the back end here, because it does have special features, which is very cool. Another reason why I did this too, and I love doing this, is because sometimes they come with like mad special features. They make it worth it coming back and buying these films. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to ask you not to call me Shirley. I think that stuff is so funny. This movie's hilarious. And then the autopilot guy here, I have him, let's bring him more in frame. Sorry, it's going to be like lower frame here, but what I'm reading but it's all good. We'll get autopilot on here. Special features. It says new special features. Filmmaker focus. Writer, director, Jim Abrahams and David Zucker and Jerry Zucker on Airplane. Q&A with the directors of Airplane, Egyptian Theater, Hollywood, January 10th, 2020. Isolated score, original special features, special feature commentary by the writers and directors and the producers. Cool. So this comes with a good amount of some stuff here. The filmmaker focus sounds like something that I would really want to get into. I hope it's a good, like, close to an hour or so. I don't mind interviews being that long, especially when you have like footage to cut into and photos and set photos and things like that and things to reminisce about the film. It does help you paint a picture and understanding how it is to make a film in the early days and stuff like that, and their limitations. And that's what it is here on this channel, and what I really focus on with these Blu-rays and stuff is these limitations on these films and learning from them, and putting it on what you're ready to do on your films and your short films, feature films, whatever have you, micro budget work or music videos or anything like that. So you have it in your mind and you see that big picture, but you can really focus it in on what you can actually control in your environment and what your budget limits you. So I'm going to move on to this next thing here about this film, because they also have a steel bookcase coming out. There's nothing saying on Bluray.com whether or not either of these, one's going to be on Target or one's going to be in Best Buy. I'm not sure or not. Let me know in the comments below. I'm sure this steelbook could end up being on BestBuy.com, but I know there was a link down, not in my description, but there was a link, because I don't sell anything here, but I do put links for filmmaking stuff here, but I don't do that much for Blu-rays. I just give away. It's all educational and stuff like that. So this type of stuff, there is a link on Bluray.com, which I do have in the description below, is Bluray.com. So you can click on Bluray.com, go there, go on Airplane, find Airplane, and then do that if you want to do that. And they have it on Amazon, basically. So you can basically buy this steelbook case on Amazon, from what I saw. And I think it's the same thing with the paperback. So it depends on you and what you want to get. If you have a steelbook collection that you want to really build up, that's good for you to get. This is something definitely worth it. But Airplane's hilarious. Definitely check it out. It's slapstick. It is why is it escaping me right now? What it's called, a spoof. Like, this is a spoof type comedy. If you ever heard of Naked Gun and stuff like that, the Zucker brothers end up making that film. A couple of those films and films like that, I think it was called Big Top or Top something. I forget what it was called, but it wasn't so good. Top Secret, that's what it was called. Top Secret wasn't so good, and I saw that too in my Hollywood Video days. So shout outs to Hollywood Video. So this is the back end here I'm going to show you right now of the steelbook case. And so they went on also to make, the Zucker brothers made the sequel to this, and they ended up making this, not only the sequel to Airplane, but they went on way later to making a sequel to Scary Movie and made a third one. So it seems that Dimension was really really wanted, like they were hankering for it or something. They really wanted like a sequel to a Scary Movie, and like dudes like didn't want to do it. So it's okay. The first two are the best. So with that being said, Zucker brothers kind of really screwed that one up. Just being Just putting it out there. The Wayans version was so much better, but this has the same special features, so we're not going to get into that. So I'm going to move into shout outs and say hello. So hello everybody, and I'm looking here and I see a couple people are here on the live chat. I see James Balanger. I'm so sorry, James. Really sorry. But shout outs to you. Haven't seen Marriage Story yet, but I've heard it's good. Hi. And then you said haven't seen Scoob either, but I want to. Very cool. Yeah, check them out. Check out at least a clip of for Marriage Story. It seems like a drama, like a heavy drama. Me and my wife, we're very picky on dramas and stuff like that. I've watched a lot of dramas growing up, so I'm really interested into thrillers and stuff like that. But I do have a movie list that I'm trying to knock out too. So yeah, this is on the list, way down on the list, and definitely one to check out. That it's on Netflix, so I'm guessing that's going to be there forever, knowing Netflix since it's their film and they have the rights to it. So moving on to Joshua Moldoff, and you've been on here before, I believe. So hi, he said. So hello to you, and then so he says hi everyone. Thank you for doing the giveaways. Enjoyed watching Marriage Story. Okay, so he really liked it. So check it out. Joshua enjoyed it. So really definitely check it out. And he loves the giveaways. So yeah, no problem. I do this for you. I do this for everybody here on here, especially during this pandemic and the quarantine and everything like that. Sometimes you can't get all these films. I'm trying to look in constantly into films that you can't get on Netflix, can't get them on Amazon Prime for free, on all these platforms that are out there to see these films. So I try to bring them to you for free and try to win them on here and give like a contest and give you something more or less to do. So if you enjoy all this stuff, hit the like button on this video. If you like these types of videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you learn more about filmmaking tips that I do on here, and I do giveaways as well. On the filmmaking video side, I do have some stuff coming up. I do have a video that I do want to knock out very soon, and it's going to be physical media versus streaming movies and stuff like that. And I kind of talk about the importance of having archives and having things archived and everything like that, and having a movie and then getting into having a movie collection with that, and just trying to like tie that into each other. So check that out, and I'll see you soon. And like hit the notification bell so you know about that and the giveaway that is coming soon. So the first one I believe might be the movie Get Out. So hit me up in the comments and let's talk about that and about the physical media video versus streaming movie. So let's talk about that and look into that, and I'll see you very soon. Hit the like button because it does help me here on this channel. It helps us all out here in my house, here in our household. And hit the notification bell, and I'll be seeing you here next week for another Blu-ray release video and or unboxing. Later.